What up, Fight World? It's your kid, the kid, Ego. And I'm back with some more boxing. I just want to talk about some boxing with y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button, smash the like button. We're going to talk about this. Lot to talk about today. Oh yeah. Canelo Triple G press conference yesterday. Ego, what's up, man? From the NO. Shout out to New Orleans. Oh yeah. Canelo Triple G press conference yesterday. Luis Ortiz challenging WBC champion Deontay Wilder today, or on the weekend. That should be good. Showtime. We got some stuff to talk about. Canelo challenging for the belt, the WBC belt. That's good news as far as I'm concerned. Man, I'm just waiting for YouTube to notify people. On my break, the first thing that pop up, 100. Shout out to Hayes, man. We working. What's up from SoCal? Riverside, motherfucker. Shout out to Riverside. Shout out to Cali, man. I love California. Shout out to Raul. What's up? Yo, as you guys come in, just make sure you smash the like button. The more likes we get, the faster we can get this rolling, because it'll show the engagement. Bay Area, yee. We in here. Smash the like button. Then YouTube will see there's actually a live stream and it's popping. Start notifying people properly. Abel's comments still bothering you, Ego? Listen, I've been doing this for a while. It's expected. Comes with the territory. It's not about still bothering me. It's about getting my message out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lose sleep over what Abel Sanchez is talking. He always says stuff that I don't agree with, to be honest. Looks like welterweight trying to blackball Errol Spence Jr. We're going to talk about Errol Spence. Him and Ocampo came to an agreement. Spence going to hurt Campo real bad. We're going to talk about Errol Spence because I did it in a video, but we could do a hot seat. If people disagree or don't understand, they're able to ask questions. That's why I like doing these live streams. Just kick back, talk to the folks, talk to the people, see how everyone feels. And then if we have disagreements, we can settle it like gladiators in the hot seat. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what that hot seat do to people. So I'm really excited about that. What did Abel say? Oh, we gonna get to it. Yeah, I watched the press conference. Well, I watched most of it. So the best part obviously was Canelo and Abel going back and forth. What up, Ego? Just chilling here in the UK playing Fight Night Champion. EA Sports really needs to come out with a new game, man. Get Wilder and AJ on the front. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's definitely neat. That'd be fun to play as Floyd Mayweather and Canelo, and then a lot of the new stars like the Charlos and stuff, Errol Spence. That would be dope. Ego Army, gang, notification, gang, hit that like button. Money on top of boxing. Y'all know that. Tell the truth. Smash the like button as you come in, man. No, I'm not going to New York for this one. But I will be in touch, like watching the fight and everything. We are boxing. If he speaks, I'll ill of black fighters stylistically and beyond. Triple G, my favorite current fighter, but Abel needs to stop talking and worry about Gennady. He's not going to fool Canelo into standing and banging no matter how hard he tries. I mean, I said the same thing. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the fact that Tom Loeffler and Abel Sanchez have done multiple interviews where they keep talking about Canelo, oh, it's pressure on him to stop running. He's supposed to be Mexican. Why'd he run? Why is he running? And fans are gonna boo. They booed him when he was talking. Like, I don't care about none of that. First of all, I've covered several fights. met some of y'all at fights, and there's a good vast majority of people who don't really watch boxing like that, right? That go to the fights and they're drunk and shit like that. So I mean, why would I take a drunk person just because some drunk people boo? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? That a drunk booing doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Especially if you wasted. Some people boo, like some people will join in on boos just because everyone else is doing it. Just like a clap. Have you ever been into like a concert and then someone starts clapping? You don't even know what happened, but you just start clapping too. Like, who cares? Triple G win. Y'all gotta start formulating full sentences. Ego stay working. Y'all know that. I can't stay too long because I'm gonna go get a haircut. So I have an appointment. So I gotta monitor the time. Is HBO done with boxing? I can't tell you. This on HBO, but they definitely gotta catch up because we're not talking Game of Thrones or Ballers. We're talking about the sport of boxing, and they haven't been posting that. But like, and listen, you gotta look at this like Kovalev versus Igor Mikhelkin. Anytime there's dueling telecasts, both guys are gonna suffer. You know what I mean? So there was a week, maybe the week before Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios, where boxing was empty. There was no real fights on. They should have did Kovalev Mikhelkin on that particular date. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be going up against Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder card. Canelo new haircut is fire, to be honest. Yeah, Canelo, he needs to stay with the beard. That's beard gang. You know what I mean? But listen, let's do a roll call real quick. We got to do it quick because, like I said, I have an appointment in a little bit. So just let me know where y'all at. City, state, zip, bang, where you from? Rep, where you from? Let's get it. Boxing Ego roll call style. I just want to see where y'all at. Make sure we represented. Hayward, Pittsburgh, California, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Houston, baby. Santa Ana, Connecticut. Puerto Rico, Pop. Toronto, UK. Salt Lake City, Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Phoenix, 602. Chicago, Rogers Park, London. Love the lookalikes. Sheffield, UK. Kazakhstan. And no, shout out to Kazakhstan, man. Indianapolis. Indiana up in this, man. We everywhere. Bay Area, Leesburg, Florida, Redlands, California, Louisville, Kentucky. That's what I like to see. Miami, Lemoore, Oakland, Toronto, Berkeley. Let's get this, man. You know what I mean? We're everywhere. Eagle Army, stand up. Orlando, Florida. Turkey, Northside Chicago, Waco, Texas. All right, so we'll try to do another roll call towards the end. Shout out to Turkey. We everywhere. Like Visa, everywhere you want to be. Now, I'm gonna keep bringing this up. First of all, there's a lot of people talking about it, doing videos about it, and I'm glad because that's what new media wants. I want people to talk about. Because as a boxing populace, we got to start holding people accountable for what they say in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? If they say something and it makes sense, so be it. Like Ariel from Little Mermaid's dad said, so be it, right? So be it. If it makes sense, so be it. If it's not adding up, and that's a different issue. That's a different problem. Now, I'm going to use my personal experience. Since I cover boxing, some people don't like what I have to say. I don't really care. But because at the end of the day, it's not that, oh, everything I say is right. But I do have an opinion. I feel it's an educated opinion. I feel I could support any opinion that I have, right? And I'm not just talking crazy. Like, I don't have a slanted agenda. I don't have nothing against Golovkin, nothing against Canelo, right? And I'm not out here making these wild statements. Yet and still, you still have people who say, oh, Ego, you're so biased. You're biased, man. You're racially biased. Listen, I'm not out here saying anything remotely close to what Abel Sanchez said last night. I'm not doing stuff like that. But if y'all have that, and this is the funny thing about boxing fans, if y'all have the audacity to call me racially biased, then explain that comment. Like I said, I've never said anything remotely close to that where I segregate. Like when I tell you my thoughts on Canelo Golovkin, I leave Kazakhstan out of it. Like I said, I think Canelo beats Triple G. That's my opinion. I think Canelo will win in the rematch. I didn't say shit about people from Kazakhstan. I didn't say Canelo will run through Kazakhstan and rip everyone's head. I'm not saying nothing crazy where I'm just generalizing a whole region or ethnicity. I'm not saying nothing. The other thing is, all right, we got a hot seat. This is how I demolish y'all. How is it racist when what Sanchez said is true? First of all, I never said he's racist. I didn't say anything about that. Second of all, how is it true? Explain how it's true in the hot seat. Let's go. Everybody grab your popcorn. I'm gonna bury this dude real quick like. How is it true? What Abel Sanchez said, he says, black fighters fight in a style that is not appealing or pleasing to the fans, and that's why they don't sell. So explain how it's true. My man said, I'm gonna grab my blunt real quick. Well, we about to ash this dude out. We about to turn him into a roach. Everybody grab your blunts, grab your 40s, grab your coffee, Starbucks, whatever y'all do, and let me body this man in the hot seat. Explain how this is true. And the timer has been started for you. His name is Gareth Walter. You said, how is it racist when it's true? Explain how it's true. That's all we want to know. Explain how it's true. Mayweather did his biggest numbers against Mexican. He's black. Fuck what you talking about. And a white fighter in Pacquiao. How is Pacquiao white? You really gonna make it this easy for me? You said Mayweather did his biggest numbers against Mexicans and a white fighter in Pacquiao. Pacquiao's not white. He's from the Philippines. What the fuck are you even talking about? Y'all really are gonna make it this easy for me in the hot seat? Soon as he fought a black fighter in Berto, Mayweather did his lowest number in a decade. Bro, you sound stupid. That's because he fought Berto to close his career. You know what I'm saying? No one was really that stoked about that fight. But if he fought Keith Thurman, it wouldn't have been his lowest number. And see, this is how you know we're talking about idiots. First of all, he said Pacquiao's white. How is he white if he's from the Philippines? In fact, Pacquiao sometimes be tan. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Pacquiao damn near my complexion. You know what I'm saying? At times. But anyway, so he's not white, so that was stupid. Second of all, you bring up, this is what casuals do. They bring up, oh, the Berto fight. What about Shane Mosley? That wasn't his lowest numbers. Shane Mosley did like 1.4 million. Fuck you mean? Get him out of here. Bye-bye, Gareth. You sound like an idiot. Hot seat, demolish, decapitate your ass. Because that's like, I don't even have to keep going with that hot seat challenge. Because you already said 2 stupid things in 1 comment. So that's basically 2 strikes. Your first strike was even fucking with me or thinking you could fuck with me. Talking about Pacquiao's white. And then you bring up Berto. See, this is what they do. They always try to take the weakest link or weakest. Oh, Floyd did bad numbers versus Berto. Okay, but he didn't do bad numbers versus Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? And just listen to what people say. Don't take my word for it. Listen to what people say. Why would you bring up Berto? Even with the Berto fight, in 50 fights, Floyd still has all the records. Floyd has every record in pay-per-view. He has damn near all the records. So what are you talking about? How can you say he doesn't sell? And you can say, oh, he sold because he fought Latino. Who cares who he was fighting? His name was attached to the bill, and he was the A side in all them fights. And his name was it was called Mayweather versus Cotto, not Cotto Mayweather. It was called Mayweather Canelo the One, not Canelo Mayweather. So either way, he's in the top, no matter who he fought. So that was stupid. Y'all gonna give me some better hot seats or what? Like someone who could actually challenge me for the king and the throne of Wakanda? Because that wasn't cutting it. I'm talking about Pacquiao's white. Boy, if you don't Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I mean, I dare someone to try to justify what Abel Sanchez was saying as true. You know what I'm saying? Either way, like, listen, you should not, if someone makes a point, you should not be able to easily, with several examples, refute it just like that, right then and there. Abel said, oh, blacks don't sell. I could tell you tons of blacks that sell. You know what I mean? Oh, blacks put on unpleasing performances. I could think of a ton of black people who fight, not just black, but since he said that blacks aren't appeasing to the fans, I could tell you a ton of black fighters who are, you know what I mean, exciting. Tim Bradley's exciting. Motherfucker don't even have power, but he put on wars with, like, his exciting fight with Jesse Vargas. You know what I mean? He was swinging super wild, got clipped in the 12th round, hung on. Ruslan Provodnikov, he's punching, knocked out and shit. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? I'm talking about different. We're talking about different types of blacks, from light skin, Andre Wards, to dark skin like Wilder and Tim Bradley. So what are you talking about? Medium tone, Mike Tyson. What are you talking about? So again, when someone makes a point, you shouldn't easily be able to refute it, just like I do in the hot seat. Spence, we could do this all day. The Charlo brothers, that's a 2-for-1 deal. They're both exciting. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. See, and this is the worst part about it. I could show you on the video, the most recent video I did about Abel Sanchez saying that stuff, which is clearly a stereotype. You have people trying to justify it. There is no justification. Step up into the hot seat and get flamed up. Period. Step up to the hot seat and get flamed up. There's no justification for making a generalization like that. It's irresponsible. That's like me saying no white comedians are funny. You know what I'm saying? Someone's going to be like, hey, what about George Carlin? You know what I'm saying? What about Don Rickles? What about Jim Carrey? Like, you can't just make a statement. Oh, that's why white comedians ain't funny. Motherfuckers ain't shelling. You can't do that. Because I think there's white comedians that are funny. I like Jerry Seinfeld, for one. You know what I mean? George Carlin. You can't just say white and ain't no white boy out there that's funny, motherfucker. That shit ain't funny to nobody. You can't make a general assessment like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to internalize it and say, I personally don't find white comedians funny, then that's your business and that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But you can't. Seinfeld is one of the most popular sitcoms of all time. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just make a statement like that. And all right, I'm about to body this man. Watch me catch a body real easy, like Cassidy style. His name is Castle, the producer. Well, I'm about to produce this ass whooping in the hot seat. You're still on this black fighter shit, Ego? Come on, bruh. You should be talking about the Wilder versus Ortiz fight, bruh. Come on. You salty as fuck. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, you in the hot seat. Third of all, you're not changing the program. If you didn't like it, you didn't have to be here. The shit said Abel Sanchez comments on black fighters, and you clicked on the video. Why did you click on the video if you didn't want to hear about this? Everybody grab your popcorn and watch me catch a body. See, this is what they always try to redirect it. So basically, let me get this straight. Using your logic, if you came home, let's say you went to the movies with your girl, which you probably don't have a girl, but we'll say you came home and your place was vandalized and robbed. Someone broke in the front door and robbed you. Listen, let me talk and then you could talk, because you're getting bodied anyway. You always talk about different shit that ain't in your title, bruh. Come on now. Man, you're making excuses. I talk about, it's a live stream, duh, dummy. Of course I'm going to talk about different things. I'm not going to be on here 2 hours talking about one subject matter, but you seen the subject matter, you seen what it was about, and you clicked on the video. There's no escaping. You're not going to be, oh, hey, you talk about different stuff. Well, I also talk about what's in the title. I've never titled a video Humpty Dumpty and other classic fairy tales and fables and not talked about that stuff. So you know why you clicked on the video and you're still here. So come get this ass whooping in the hot seat, period. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I didn't know you were going to be talking, even though it's in the title. It said, oh my God. See, it's bad when I got people in the hot seat, and Ego Army is such a squad, so full of soldiers, that people that aren't in the hot seat is just mano y mano, but the fans are bodying you. Shout out to Alfred. He said the title also says more. Exactly. So you guys knew, everybody who clicked on it knew what they were getting into. The very first thing said Abel Sanchez comments on black fighters. You know what I'm saying? So don't play dumb like, oh, why you're still on this? Second of all, let me finish. Castle, you getting bodied. Promise you that. Exactly. You already talked about this though. It's my channel. I'll talk about, if I want to talk about Donald Trump, if I want to talk about the new Jordans, the retro, I'll talk about whatever I want on my channel. As long as people are clicking and I'm getting paid and I'm appeasing and entertaining the fans, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you already talked about Black Panther 1. If I want to talk about Black Panther every day, then that's what it's going to be. Anyway, you're not ducking this, Fade. Back to what I was saying. Let's say you had a girlfriend. You came home from the movies. You noticed your house had been vandalized and robbed. Someone kicked in the front door, stole your jewelry, stole stuff. You call the cops like, yo, somebody just broke into my spot and they stole from me. They robbed me. I'd like to file a police report. That's like me saying, oh, you still on this fucking robbery shit? You still talking about that? You're reacting to what has recently transpired, right? You talking about, oh, Ego, you're still on this black fighter shit, these Abel comments. He just said this shit last night. What do you mean I'm still on it? Again, if somebody broke into your spot and robbed you, and you call the cops, and then they come and they're filing a police report, getting a statement from you, that's like me saying, oh, you still on this robbery shit? Why are you still talking about this robbery? Because your shit got stolen. What are you talking about? So don't blame me because I'm talking about what's trending, current topics. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what they tried to do, but it doesn't work on me because I'm my own boss. There's no one you could snitch to get me in trouble or stop me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ducking shit, but you're reacting to Abel's comments. He always talks nonsense. That's my point. You giving him the W. If me refuting what he is saying to you is giving him a W, then like Canelo said, you're a pendejo. You're an idiot. If you think me addressing, so when people make videos about Donald Trump, let's say they catch him up in a lie or they refute what he says, then they gave Donald Trump a W because they exposed something he says as a falsehood. Bro, you're getting bodied left and right. Look, all my Mexican fans calling you a pendejo. Like, you're giving Abel a W. How am I giving him an Abel? How am I giving him a W by refuting what he's saying and proving it wrong? But this is, again, people, this is what they try to do. They tried to shut up the messenger. Oh, Ego, you're talking about black fighters still? So I'm just supposed to do like y'all do, sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't exist. Listen, Castle, listen, I'm Frank Castle. You ain't no Castle. You're getting destroyed. He just said because you keep talking about it. But guess what? You're in the stream, so you keep listening to it. I get paid to do this. I get paid to talk about boxing. So as long as there's an audience, I'm winning. How does that hurt me? And I'm getting my message out, and I'm refuting something that was said. Dude, you get bodied. This is fun. Oh, you're still talking about it. I'm waiting for you to talk about something, bro. Laughing my ass off. Listen, this is how you know when people are getting bodied. When they start laughing at their own jokes that aren't funny. You're getting bodied. You're getting destroyed. You're getting destroyed. But this is what happens. The next thing they know, oh, Ego, shave your beard. I'm laughing at you, bro. LOL. Well, we're laughing at you. Everybody thinks you're a pendejo. So that's what we're laughing at. You're talking about Abel got a W because his statement is being proven wrong. Like, listen, this is what y'all got for the hot seat. This is who y'all send for me. The Dawn? Like, this is crazy. Like, I thought we were gonna get some good hot seat work. Y'all sending like minions at me. Like, can you send me someone who has a good argument? So it's like at least a challenge. Like, your castle's getting destroyed. We got battering rams. You know, the little catapults where they had the rocks on fire. We sending all that into the castle. You know what I'm saying? The castle is being destroyed. Your castle is being taken down. Your kingdom is being overthrown by Ego's army. So, I mean, if that's Abel Sanchez, or in your mind you winning, then so be it. But anyway, this is what they do. Oh, Ego, you're still talking about this shit just happened last night. Y'all act like it's 2029 and I'm still talking about some shit Abel said in 2018. Bro, just give up. Just give up. Your castle is, we ran amok in your castle. Somebody shitted on the porch and they smeared it all over the castle walls. Like, you're destroyed. Your castle is over. There's a new kingdom now. Just remember when Killmonger on Black Panther, I'm your king now. This y'all king? That's what I just did to you. I'm Killmonger. Yo, do I have any shooters on deck so we can get this clown out of here? Because we can't waste too much time. This comes with the territory. The hate gonna come. Do I have any shooters on deck that can get Castle out of here? Look, they already said that was an L. Isaiah, what up? Bow, rockabye, baby. Shout out to J-Dog. Got Castle out of here. Easy work. Like I said, if you want to come for me in a hot seat, but this is what they do. They try to flip it on me. You're still talking about this? So I shouldn't talk about something that just happened at 8 p.m. West Coast time yesterday. You see? There ain't no letting them go. I destroyed this castle. I'm the king now. Anyway, this is what they try to do. You're still talking. They're trying to make it like it's my issue. Like I'm talking about something 10 years past the date. You know what I mean? It's like 9/11. How long ago that happened? 2001. That's like, oh, you still talking about 9/11 when it's 9/11? You know what I mean? It's September 11th. You still talking about that? Happened so long ago. Stop it. This is what they do. You monkeys still talking about slavery? Really? You're still on that slavery shit 400 years ago, bro. That don't work over here. You ain't changing the program and stopping the messaging. Anyway, back to what Abel Sanchez was saying. It's just too easy to refute. It's way too easy. You know what I mean? And I had the perfect proposition. And we got to start holding people accountable, myself included. But I don't care if you hold me accountable because I know I'm not out here saying things that are that controversial, that are based with no fact, no like forward thinking. I don't really care if someone holds me accountable. Like I said earlier, that's like me saying ain't no funny white comedians ever. You can't do that. You can't say in the history of comedy there's never been a funny white comedian. Like, really? You know what I mean? What about In Living Color? Jim Carrey was he had some of the best skits. You know what I mean? So Abel, like I said, that was irresponsible for him to say that black fighters can't sell and black fighters put on boring performances that are unpleasing to the fans. You can't speak on behalf of fans. You know what I mean? Because people were talking about Wilder and Ortiz tickets ain't sold max capacity. They should have sold no tickets. If black fighters are boring, you know what I'm saying? If they're boring. And like I said, there's too many ways to slice and dice this whole Abel Sanchez comment. He should have really considered how he was going to word that, because it came out all wrong. If he meant something else, it came out all wrong. And some people, this is what they do. They always try to flip it. If it's a foreign fighter and they say something crazy, oh, he didn't mean it like that. It's a language barrier. Now, Abel Sanchez is bilingual. He speaks English fluently. We know what he's saying. So they can't say, oh, it's a language barrier. He didn't know what he was saying, like they do with Triple G when he says something crazy. Triple G like, hey, no, Andre Ward too much for me. Oh, he didn't mean Andre Ward was too much. That's what the motherfucker said. He said Andre Ward too much for me right now. You know what I mean? But they'll try to, oh, he didn't mean it like that. It's just a language barrier. So you can't use that with Abel Sanchez. So now what I'm trying to do, what I'm seeing is on my video, people are trying to do damage control. They're like, Abel was talking about Floyd Mayweather only. If he was talking about Floyd Mayweather only, then why did he say black fighters, not a black fighter, a specific one? He said plural, black fighters fight in a style that is unpleasing or unappealing to fans. Period. So if you were talking about Floyd Mayweather exclusively, why would you say black fighters? You know what I'm saying? That's like, let's say, this is, I'm just giving examples. Let's say Canelo, he cooked some carne asada and the shit was nasty and I tried it. I wouldn't say Mexicans can't cook. You feel what I'm saying? If Canelo is the one specifically who's Mexican that can't cook, I would say, man, that motherfucker Canelo Alvarez, I was born, he made some carne asada, that shit was nasty. So I would say Canelo can't cook. I'm not gonna say, hey, Mexicans can't cook. You can't make a generalization. So again, that damage control shit, you're not in Abel Sanchez's mind. You're not in his corner. You're not in his camp. We have to go off of what he said. He said black fight. He didn't say Mayweather fights in an unpleasing style, so therefore it's unappealing to fans. He said black fighters, plural. So again, if he didn't mean that, you gotta, in the public eye, you gotta watch how you word stuff. And even if you were talking about Mayweather exclusively, even though you said black fighters, right? It still doesn't make sense because Mayweather holds all the records. Why is Golovkin an action style motherfucker with chin, come forward, Mexican style, all this shit? Why is he not outsold Floyd Mayweather in any of Floyd's pay-per-views? Even the Berto fight that no one really cared about that much. You know what I'm saying? So either way, you're trapped. There's nothing you can do. The walls are closing in. The statement made no sense. And y'all gotta eat that. Y'all gotta deal with that. There's no justification. Like I said, if Canelo can't cook, I'll say Canelo, he sucks at cooking. I'm not gonna say Mexicans can't cook because Mexican food is fucking delicious. You know what I mean? You can't say Mexican people can't cook. You would say Canelo can't cook, right? Point blank, period. So stop trying to justify and switch up his words to pander and cater to what you want him to have said. Because if he said, no one would make this crazy deal if he said, even though it would be bullshit still, but if he said Floyd Mayweather fights in an unpleasing style that no one wants to see, it still wouldn't make sense, but at least it wouldn't be a generalization. It would be focused and honed in on one specific person or entity. Period. You can't do that. That's like me saying, listen, I get called biased and racist all the time. I never say nothing. I never say no generalization like that. I'm talking about, I don't like Canelo versus Liam Smith fight. I think Canelo beats Triple G. I think Andre Ward beats Kovalev. I didn't say anything about Russians. You know what I'm saying? I said Andre Ward, I think he beats Kovalev. I'm not talking about the whole Russian community and every Bivol and everybody who's ever existed from Russia. I didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So point blank, period. You can't make stereotypes and generalizations because that could be how you feel particularly. You know what I mean? That's like me saying, oh, these Russians is tough. They just come forward and get their brains battered in. But not every Russian is going to fit that mold. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that. And I wouldn't say that. You know what I mean? Everybody from Eastern Europe, they fight this way. Okay, explain Lomachenko. He don't fight like that, up and down. Abel Sanchez trained Terry Norris. Okay. Kramer started movies with black people, but he also said something crazy. So like, what? I mean, y'all say stupid shit. Oh, he trained Terry Norris. Oh, what does that mean? Mel Gibson was in Lethal Weapon with Danny Glover, but then he had that leaked videotape where he was like, yeah, you're going to get raped by a pack of Negroids. He didn't say Negro. He said the N-word. You know what I'm saying? So what does that really mean? Like, y'all play dumb. And again, I'm not saying Abel's absolutely racist, but again, what he said was irresponsible. And it was a generalization that doesn't apply. Period. But he trained Terry Norris. I hate when people do stuff like that. People be like let's say it's a white person. They be, oh, I'm not racist. I have one black friend. Like, okay, so you say it? I listen to Tupac too, just like everybody else. I'm not racist. Like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So you can't say something that's racist or racially insensitive because you have one black friend? Fuck out of here. You listen to Tupac, so you're not, you know what I'm saying? This is stupid. So anyway, bottom line, wherever place it came from Abel, he said something that was racially insensitive, wasn't true, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? You can't generalize the black populace as much as you want to, or as much as your personal style or whatever. Shout out to Ashley Lewis, a $3 or £3 donation, shmoney gang. Abel didn't say any of this before Garcia of Dorticos. Listen, if black fighters are so, there's so many ways you can slice and dice it. Black fighters are so boring and weak and shitty and all this stuff, then why do you facilitate any of them for sparring for Golovkin? Have Golovkin only fight motherfuckers from Russia, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Why did you use Deshaun Flyboy Johnson, who's black, as Golovkin's sparring partner for Canelo? If blacks are unpleasing and they have an unpleasing style where niggas just run and all this stuff, then why didn't you why do you have black sparring? Like, stop it. Cause it's crazy. It just no matter what, it makes sense. Yeah, they had J-Rock in camp. They had Deshaun Flyboy Johnson. See, my shooters and the Eagles Army is adding on with great points. I'm black. Damn, went by hella fast. LOL, he thinks Charlo is a threat. Like, who the fuck is Charlo? He ain't no elite fighter like Canelo or Jacobs. All right, I'm gonna body you. And your name is Golovkin, pound for pound, the best. That's what you chose for your username. So, again, we don't believe you. You need more people, right? Listen to your comment. Look at your profile picture of Golovkin smiling. And your name is Golovkin, pound for pound, the best. You know what I mean? And these are the same motherfuckers that be like, oh, Ego, you're biased. You notice I got a picture of me. I don't have a picture of no other fighter. In my title, it says Boxing Ego. I'm Ego. You know what I'm saying? It's not Boxing Canelo or Boxing Mayweather. It's Boxing Ego. So we off top don't believe you because you dedicated your whole profile to another man, really. So anyway, if Charlo's not a threat, then fight him. Knock him off. Put a blemish on his record. And explain why the fight shouldn't happen if he's the mandatory. And if Golovkin retains his title. That's it. It's very simple. See, again, once again, another classic example of how the fans are more bold and confident than the fighters promoters, the fighters teams, the fighters trainers. Golovkin, pound for pound the best. He ain't mandatory yet, so okay, you ducking or dodging. So since you want to play fucking games with me, do you think that Charlo will beat Centeno Jr., who pulled out with injury? Or not pulled out, postponed with injury. Charlo was ready to go. And I seen pictures, he in shape right now. He's hungry. So my question to you, since you want to play games with the Dawn, do you think Centeno is going to beat Charlo? If so, how? Just explain that to us. He's not the mandatory yet, ... Okay, ... Mr. ... Do you think Centeno is going to beat Charlo? And if you do, then explain. What is he going to do where you would have him winning ... And we're waiting. You're in the hot seat. You know this, right? You know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. You said he's not the mandatory yet ... You know you done fucked up. Jacobs already has a fight. Next question. See, why is he? See, he was replying quickly, and then when I have him with a question that he's forced to answer, that he doesn't want to answer. Now it takes, look, playing games. Who, Centeno? Did anyone hear my question? Was it perfect, clear, decisive English? And now once again, he's playing games. Who, Centeno? Yes, Centeno. My question was very clear. Do you have Jermall Charlo A, beating Centeno, or B, losing to Centeno? If the answer is B, please explain. I don't even know who that man is. Get him fuck out of here. You're talking about, oh, Charlo ain't this and that. You don't even know Charlo's opponent, who's been on several PBC cards. So you're clearly not even a valid boxing fan. You're not. If you don't even know who he is, J-Dog, thank you. Handle my lightweight. This again. You know all about Triple G enough to name him or to create your username with him, but you don't know who Hugo Centeno Jr. is, who Triple G used for sparring on more than one occasion. And then you're trying to talk shit about how Charlo is not, he's not valid or he's undeserving. You don't know enough about boxing. Listen, can y'all get me some harder work? That's all I want. I just want some harder work. Someone who's going to actually challenge me. Someone who's going to be in the hot seat and put up a good fight. Not these man fans that get burnt up with their first response. Let's get it, man. See, I'm drinking this Pedialyte, man. I'm cutting weight on you fools. I'm trying to rehydrate. Y'all ain't fucking with me. Not in this hot seat. You killed everybody else. Listen. And the thing is, I'm not even doing nothing special. I'm just knowing boxing, speaking facts, not speaking from a place of emotion, and then just trying to be honest as much as I can. So anyway, like I said, hey, make sure y'all smash the like button. We're almost to 100 likes. Let's get it. We gotta hit that. We gotta hit that like button. Gotta hit that like button. Get this cracking. Yeah, man. People always making excuses on, oh, he didn't mean this. He didn't mean it like this. Nah, it don't work like that. Joshua's respect to both, but Abel's on the line. Speaking facts, not fantasy. Ego know his shit. Abel spoke from his heart, and it revealed the type of POS he is. Listen, you can't make a generalization like that publicly. And I'm not even like someone who's like uber PC, like politically correct and like to the extreme type of shit. But again, I think it's irresponsible to make a statement like that based on your own personal likes or dislikes or taste when you know you can't sustain it. You know you can't prove what you're saying there. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? For you to say something like I said, because let's say I didn't like any white comedians. I can't say, oh, nobody finds white comedians funny. It just that's not right, because that's my personal taste. Because here's a, not to be sexist, but here's one of my personal tastes. Like female rappers and female comedians, a lot of times they don't do it for me. Like, you know what I mean? There's a couple who are cool, like Lil Kim. I'm a fan of Lil Kim. But oftentimes, like I haven't found that many female comedians that I think are way funnier than male comedians. But I would never just go on record and say, like, there ain't no funny female comedians. They all suck. Nobody likes female comedians, because somewhere there's people who do like female comedians. They're the ones like Amy Schumer or whatever. She sold out Madison Square Garden like twice. So I can't make a statement like that, because that's my personal taste. Me personally, I haven't found, for my sense of humor, many female comedians. Not saying I never laughed at any joke, but I mean, when you look at the George Carlins, Richard Pryors, next time motherfucker go tell us that's like minded, goddamn, you know what I mean? The Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. I haven't found a female comedian that just has me rolling, like, you know what I mean? People like Jamie Foxx, Mike Epps, Chris Rock, whoever. You know what I mean? Dave Chappelle. I haven't found that. But again, I wouldn't say that there ain't no funny female comedians. I'm talking about stand-up comedy specials, stand-up comedians. Like, I've seen some female comedy specials, and put it next to Eddie Murphy Raw. I can't think of there's like a female comedian that I personally was just like, oh damn, this is, you know what I mean, all-time classic. I can't think of anyone. But again, I'm not knocking females. Let them do their thing. Somebody out there likes it if they selling tickets. You know what I mean? So you can't do that. Oh, black fighters. You can't say black fighters do anything. You can't say Mexican fighters do anything. You know, it doesn't make sense no matter what you slice it. Like I said, maybe he could have worded it better or whatever, but what came out of his mouth, that doesn't make sense to me, because I could think of several black fighters who are entertaining as fuck. You know what I mean? Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Gervonta Tank Davis, the Charlos, and the list goes on and on and on. Gary Russell Jr. All right, even guys that may lose, like James Kirkland. He's still exciting. So you can't use your own personal emotions to facilitate something that's that much of a stereotype. Sean Porter, another great example. And see, you know what? This is the other thing that gets me. This is what kills me. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We should be at least 100. Smash that like button. We just vibing out till I gotta leave to get my haircut. But this is the other thing. If you really think about it, what's the point of even having that comment? Canelo nor Triple G is black. So why are we even talking about what black fighters do or don't do? You know, do you get what I'm saying? Like you just randomly brought black fighters and the black fighter experience into a conversation with two combatants that are non-black. Does that, you know what I'm saying? Like, really analyze that. Analyze what I'm saying. Let's say Keith Thurman fights Danny Garcia. And I'm like, yeah, but Mexican fighters have no defense. Why am I talking about Mexican fighters in a fight where there's no Mexican? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. We're talking about Danny Garcia, a Puerto Rican American, and we're talking about Keith Thurman, a black and white biracial American. So I just randomly bring up what Mexican fighters do. All these fucking Russians, they're on steroid. Like, what does that have to do with Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman? You know what I mean? Especially when it's a generalization. I don't get that. I don't get how we're talking about a Mexican fighter and a fighter from Kazakhstan, and then randomly black fighters are brought into the conversation. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. What does a black fighter have to do with the main event? Somebody explain it to me. You know what I mean? And oh, it's because of the Mayweather thing. But why'd you bring Mayweather up? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of bringing up Mayweather? What did he have to do with Canelo or Golovkin? That's what I'm saying. This is what happens when you try to appease the casual fans. I promise you, God willing, what people were able to get away with a couple of years ago in the media, the boxing media, right? That doesn't fly anymore. Because before J-Mob, you're about to get blocked. Before you could just say whatever. You have there's no consequences or anything. Just say whatever. Just simply say it. You know what I mean? People wouldn't check you. People wouldn't hold you accountable. But it's a new day, man. New media. You said Abel is black. What the fuck is he saying? What are you talking about? But anyway, yeah, man. It just doesn't make sense to me. And see, this, like I said, this with the casuals and the racists, they actually do. They make it my fault. Abel Sanchez said this just last night. I'm talking about current events like I always do on my channel. They have the freedom, the full reign to either listen to the video, read the title, and say, hey, this is something I want to be a part of or something I want to listen to. And instead of seeing, oh, this is about that Abel black fighters comment, I'm not going to check this one out because I'm not interested. They come, and then they come and somehow flip it on me as if I said something wrong, or as if I'm just harping on something or beating a dead horse. You see how this is what the casuals and the racists try to do, but that doesn't work over here. You know what I mean? Me personally, I have relationships, personal relationships, pause, with a ton of boxers and trainers in this game from all walks of life, different creeds, different backgrounds, different age groups, different genders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm comfortable in my own skin, dog. Like, I don't have any frets or worries. Like, people say whatever they want about me, but it's always going to be proven or disproven in the end. You know what I'm saying? Oh, ego's racist. Okay, then why am I cool with fighters from all around the world? You know what I mean? Different regions, different backgrounds. If I'm racist, you know what I mean? Julie Palayo, $5 super chat. It's money, gang. I always wonder why Abel be talking shit about Canelo if he should be happy that someone with Canelo's youth is representing Mexico. Yeah, I mean, see, this is my take on it. What I've noticed is if you get Abel Sanchez and interview him about someone outside of who he'd be fighting, outside of his whole arrangement and Big Bear, then you'll get some good boxing insight. You know what I mean? If it has nothing to do with one of his fighters. And the same thing with Freddie Roach and I'm sure other trainers, right? You talk about Freddie Roach, Cotto fighting Jermell Charlo, then you're going to get some weird responses like, oh, Jermell Charlo sucks, or, you know what I mean? Like, what? What are you talking about? But if you just talk, if you start asking Freddie Roach about somebody who's not linked to fight one of his fighters, like Gary Russell versus so, he'll give you his honest take. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I've noticed. You know what I mean? Like Abel Sanchez, if you're talking about Andre Ward versus Triple G, then he's gonna say all kinds of crazy things about Andre Ward. Oh, what is Andre Ward proven? Like what? He's an Olympic gold medalist, has a better resume than your fighter. Yeah, but still, I mean, how many times has he been injured? What does that got to do with his resume? You know what I mean? He had legal trouble with Goosen. Like, what does that have to do with his resume? But again, if you ask him about Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz or Wilder versus AJ, then you'll probably get a solid response, a boxing response. Can y'all hear me? Are y'all here in the game? Hold on one second. This thing is freezing. Shout out to Yonkers, New York, man. Yeah, I don't know, this YouTube got to get it together. They started freezing. But yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on this whole Abel Sanchez thing. I'm glad people are talking about it. I'm glad it's making headlines. I'm glad that's being plastered all over YouTube videos as a title. Dante and Abel Sanchez going at it live right now. He must have called him. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I have to check the video when I get off, but this is what I'm talking about. I mean, there's no way you could justify that comment. Again, where I need someone justify it right now. We could do a hot seat right now. Someone tell me that makes sense. Excuse me. What's up, Ego? Seeing this from Cali. Shout out to Cali, man. Ego, he's trying to say Canelo picked up the style of Mayweather Black to defeat Triple G, so he's indirectly shitting on his new Black Mayweather-like style to bait Canelo into fighting his way for an easy fight. I get that. I mean, see, I have a lot, like, listen, I have a lot of homies, and, like, I know 100% Mexicans, like, people who are 100% Mexican. In general, if I have to make a generalization, I would say it's a very prideful culture, you know what I mean? Hardworking, very prideful. So I understand it, and I know Abel Sanchez being a Mexican American, I know what he's doing. I understand he's trying to challenge Canelo's cojones, challenge his machista, almost insult Canelo's heritage by saying, hey, this motherfucker is not even from Mexico and he's more Mexican than you. So I understand that. I understand what he's attempting to do, but I think it's a failed attempt. Canelo's been fighting his whole life. He's not going to switch up his style and what he knows to help Golovkin knock him out. You know what I'm saying? It would be really foolish for Canelo, the shorter fighter, to give Golovkin any type of heads up or any type of head start, anything like that. That sounds crazy. You know what I mean? So you could do everything that you want, but in the process is making you look. He keeps saying Canelo fought desperate, but to me, this makes Abel look a bit desperate because you're constantly trying to belittle Canelo into fighting the fight that you want. Dante going at Abel hard, Abel stuttering. New media, hey, I'm trying to tell y'all. New media, man. New media. There's no escape. That's what I'm saying. Like, man, that's funny.
Go out and do your job. Go out and do your job.
So
shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation.
I'm not saying shit boast, but sometimes you get to a point where it gets to the tone of arrogance. Okay, just go out and do your job, man. You know, look at the guys that are winning.
Look at Dante's face.
Successful. Look at the guys whether they draw or not. Look at the guys that are at the top of the pound for pound list. There's guys that don't say very much. There's guys that go out and do their job. The talkers don't seem that anybody wants to see them.
Andre Ward never said a lot.
That's what I'm saying. He's at the top of the food chain. Whether he draws or not, that's a different subject. And then it goes back to styles inside the ring. But all the guys at the top of the food chain, everybody, look at the list. Everybody is a non-talker, is a non-boaster, is a guy that goes out to get the job done. Now,
what about Floyd Mayweather? What about Floyd Mayweather? He was.
You look at Floyd Mayweather from 130 to 135.
Wow.
He's probably one of the best fighters ever. But let me ask you this: how come Floyd Mayweather at 47 and at 54 never fought a mandatory?
What does that have to do with? Oh my God!
The organizations. Oh shit, he's black. Wait a minute, that can't be.
Also, you do think some of this has something to do with race?
No, I'm telling you because he's a hell of a fighter. That's why he got preferential treatment. You're the one that's going to tell me.
Okay, you've been sarcastic.
The back
okay.
about
hey.
The organization never forced him to do a mandatory. Look at his record. Never forced him to mandatory. Why? Because he's a great fighter, and they needed him because he's a great fighter to sell, to draw, to bring income in. It has nothing to do with what color he was.
So you're telling me, man. So you're telling me the fact that Errol Spence is knocking out everyone. You're telling me if he had the personality of Gennady Golovkin, he would be received.
He's young. How long has he been? In this team?
Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. Oh man, see that sounds crazy. It sound like just from that. It sound like just from that like snippet, it sound like Dante might have been getting some work off. You know what I mean? Like that sounded like Abel was getting jammed up a bit. Hey, this is hilarious to me right now. But see, listen, that was to me that's shout out to DBN. That sounded like a hot seat to me, because the thing is, you notice when I have people in the hot seat or that situation with Abel and Dante talking, Abel's argument seemed to be all over the place. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, Floyd Dante asked him a straight question. I forgot what the question was, right?" And Dante asked him something direct, and then he started answering something that had nothing. This is what politicians do. You know what I mean? Dante said, "Oh, what about Floyd Mayweather? He was a trash talker." And then you listen to it. Don't take my word for it. Abel Sanchez then said, "Oh, but Floyd Mayweather at 135 to 147, or 135 to 140, he was knocking guys out." Well, that didn't even answer the question. You know what I mean? And then he started saying, I don't know. I was struggling. Then he started saying, like Dante was asking him, "Hey, you're saying," it sounded like he was saying that you have to have a personality and be a trash talker. All right, let me block this thought because she's tripping. It sounded like he was trying to say you have to be a trash talker, otherwise you won't get recognized. But Dante brought up Floyd Mayweather. What about Floyd? And then he started talking about Floyd in the lighter divisions. Pretty Boy Floyd, he was getting knockouts, and Floyd never fought how come Floyd never fought a mandatory? What does that have to do with? What does that have to do with anything that was being asked? Golovkin, his mandatory might be Charlo, and you don't want anything to do with him because he was talking reckless. Yeah, I'd have blocked that thought. She was tripping. She was really tripping. That's what I'm saying, like, new media. What did Abel say? Abel says, and I quote, "Black fighters fight in a style that are not pleasing to the fans. That's why they don't make any money." That's what he said, which is a huge stereotype and a huge generalization. And you can't, like I said, you can't really do that. That's like, I mean, what if I just came out, oh, Mexican fighters have no defense? You guys would be like, what the fuck? Ego's tripping. And I know people would be mad at me for saying that. I would never say something like that. Because again, how do you justify certain fighters? Canelo, he has a defense. He's Mexican. You can't do that. Especially just to say it outright. Like, just drop it out there like that. No clarification, no anything. I'm black and I was a fighter and I kind of understand what he was trying to say, or at least I think I know what he's trying to say. I disagree with it because it's way too generalized. Well, you sound like a coon. If you're a black fighter and you're trying to justify that, sounds like some coon shit to me. Because again, there's no, you can't do that. You can't say every Russian's on steroids because Povetkin failed. You know what I'm saying? You can't say no Mexicans have defense. Black fighters are all athletic and slick. You can't. That's far too general. Far too general to say. Period. Exactly. Shout out to J-Mob. He says it's wrong and that's that. That's what I'm saying. Like, people go, oh, I think I know what he was trying to say. Oh, I think he was just saying maybe. No. Off of the words he said, that's what we have to go off of. Period. You know what I mean? There's no shifting around that. There's no switching it up or see, this is what they try to do. They try to clean. Donald Trump has people that do this. Donald Trump will say something crazy. Oh, Muslims are terrorists, or we need a Muslim ban. And then people come behind him and be like, oh, he didn't mean that. He just meant with 9/11 and the terror with Islamic communities overseas. No, that's not what he said. He said Muslims in general. So don't do no damage control. Try to come behind him and clean up what he said. And like I said, it's just like with me. I get called all types of stuff. Oh, you're racially biased. You're so biased, man. I'm not saying nothing like that. I never said anything remotely close to what Abel said. Yeah, Donald Trump say whatever he want, and that's what I'm saying. There's no accountability now. People just accept it, and you could be part of that, or you can stand up. But that's too general of a statement to make. You know what I mean? Talk about. If you wanted to do that, at least talk about specifics. And I think it's a stupid ploy. And it ultimately, this is another thing that I noticed is sometimes the trainers, when they're not on any type of leash and they're just out here doing interview after interview and they're saying this type of stuff, they make it worse for the fighter, because people who Golovkin didn't do this. Golovkin isn't saying, no, blacks, no. He's not doing this, you know what I mean? So, but it's still, this is the thing. It's still part of his team. This is who you have elected, and it's just like that's part of your unit. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes Golovkin look bad, or maybe even fans, oh man, I want Canelo to win because Abel's tripping. And that's not really fair for Golovkin, but at the same time, it's just kind of like Pacquiao situations. These are who you guys put into place, so you know what I mean? You gotta ride with that. If Pacquiao is humble and he's not saying this stuff, but then your trainer who's linked to you is constantly saying stuff and you never check him and you never say like, hey, Freddie Roach, just chill out. These interviews are getting crazy. You know what I mean? Then you're kind of condoning it. Like somebody should sit, like a PR person or someone, Team Golovkin or whatever, they should get with him and be like, Abel, you gotta chill in these interviews. Like, I know for a fact, and I'm not gonna tell you my source, but Floyd Sr., he's like this. Not like Abel, but he's old school, so he'll say whatever. So sometimes they get people like a PR person near him for an interview, like, oh, don't say that, don't say that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they know Floyd be like, man, Broner suck. Like Floyd Sr. gonna say whatever he feels in terms of stuff like that. So you gotta, if that's part of your team, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch stuff like that because there's still a representation of your brand. Period. If I have someone covering a fight and they rocking a lanyard that says BOXINGEGO.com and a Boxing Ego hat, and they sexually harassing bitches, I didn't sexually harass no one, but it's not gonna make my brand look good. You know what I mean? Abel is on Dante's Boxing Nation. He backtracking his comment. I mean, of course, he's getting a lot of heat for it. And like I said, you gotta watch what you say. You gotta watch what you say. And there's no real justification for it. Like, listen, put it this way. How often do y'all hear me backtrack? How often do you hear me switch up what I said? When I'm like, it doesn't happen. I'm not talking about really a fight prediction. But if I were to make, oh, blacks don't sell and black fight, if I say it, I mean it, and I'm gonna ride by it. That's just who I am. I don't remember a time where I was putting something out and I was so firm about it, and then all of a sudden I start taking it back. I don't really do that. Like, if I did, maybe over time and I was proven wrong, then that's what it is. But how do you say something at 8 p.m. one night and then the very next day you backtrack? Oh, I didn't mean it like, no. Man, Dante and Abel are going at it, see? I mean, new media, like I said. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The comments don't make sense. And it's racially insensitive and offensive to even suggest that. And the thing I hate about it most when people do shit like this, I'm gonna explain it to you. Like, y'all take it for what it's worth or whatever, but I'm gonna explain to you. The thing I hate most is when you have prominent figures, whoever, Teddy Atlas, Abel, Sanchez, whoever, right? Or Freddie Roach, whoever, right? And you have them in a position where they're speaking on behalf of a team or a unit, and it's gonna get some traffic, get some views, and they say these crazy things, right? Then you have actual, despite if they're racist, you know what I mean? Despite if how they meant it or if they could have switched the wording, you have actual racist people who will now use their logic and start spreading that. That's the thing I really have a problem with, is because now you have people, oh yeah, see, Abel knows his shit, man, haha, you fucking blacks, all you blacks, you can't sell, and then they'll really start spreading that, and it becomes like a wildfire, and they really will run with that. You know what I mean? Kovalev posted that picture, hey Adonis, and his little boy in a monkey shirt. Then you get actual racists who are like, you know, maybe Kovalev's racist, I don't know. But you'll get some actual people and they'll be like, aha, yeah, black people monkey, Adonis, you monkey. You know what I mean? Or when Conor McGregor had that video and he was like, oh yeah, you know Rocky Tree, with the one with the monkeys. And then you have people calling Floyd Mayweather a monkey and blacks monkeys, and that's what makes it worse, because you're in a position of, I guess, authority or power, and then now you get the actual racists talking that same bullshit talking points. Yeah, blacks can't sell, they put on boring fight. Like, wow. but with people who have actual boxing knowledge, it's easily debunked. True. But at the same time, there's a lot of casuals who may just, you know what I mean? And see, the real talk, if you think about it, it doesn't matter, because people who actually have boxing knowledge, boxing is a small niche community. You know what I mean? There's a lot of casuals who seem to have the most time. Maybe they're unemployed or whatever. Trolls, they have the most time to be on the internet. See, I do this. I get paid though. I get paid to do it. Trolls don't generally get paid to be online leaving a million comments, and they seem to be the most vocal, the ones leaving the most comments, the ones leaving the longest comments, the ones leaving the most frequent comments. So it's still not a good look, because yeah, people with boxing knowledge know it's some bullshit, but at the end of the day, you still have a lot of casuals who again have a lot of time to troll, and they'll be all in the comment section, haha, see, blacks can't sell monkey, you know what I mean, or whatever, based on whatever was said by the prominent figure. So we just getting boxing back to where it's supposed to be. And again, I find it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that I get called all types of racially biased and all that, but you never hear me say anything remote. What have I, okay, we'll do a hot seat right now. Name something that I've said that demeaned a whole race or region of people or ethnicity that I've said personally, and try your best to quote me as close to what I said, like what Abel Sanchez just said. Just name something I've said where I just said, hey, Mexican fighters are bow, Russian fighters bow, all blacks bow. Name something. Name something I've ever said. But I'm the one, oh, you're racially biased and you're so biased. See, it's too easy. All that old shit is dead. All that dumb shit is over. It's over, Dozer. Because you guys, you know you can't prove it. Because I don't talk like that. I know what I say because I'm there when I say it. And I know I haven't said nothing where I just said every person or all. The comment, the quote was, black fighters fight in a style that is not pleasing to fans. That's the direct quote. Like Tupac said. And please print that. You know what I mean? I never said that. I never said every black fighter is God-gifted with amazing ability, or like whatever that AJ tweet was, black is the superior race. You know what I mean? I never said Mexican fighters, none of them motherfuckers have a defense and they only fight off of fume. Yeah, like I don't talk like that. Damn, y'all. Is Dante ripping him? This is crazy. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
And news, they'll never go out of business. Reporting the news will always exist, you know, so in a certain sense, all we're doing is reporting the news. You know, if I know that you coming over to my side of town and there's an accident on the freeway you got to get on, I'm going to tell you, hey, there's an accident over there, so you'll find a different route. So in a certain sense, you know, we are, you know, it's not about complaining. Like I said, it's about calling it what it is. You know, this.
Okay, but by calling it what it is, that fix it? And you were calling it what it is 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Well, racism will always exist. But hey, I say if you're gonna be something, own it. You know, if you're a Muslim and you're proud of it, own it. You know, if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic, own it. You're proud of it. You know, you're proud of your zodiac sign. Whatever you're proud of, own it. It's no reason to say this is what I am, but I don't want anyone to know. You should own it.
But there's not enough people owning it, Dante. Look, we're talking about a wall, building a wall to keep my people out, or my people. When I say my people, I say my Latin friends out of the U.S. And it's a wall that's going to keep a lot of drugs out of our country. It's going to keep a lot of people that we don't want in our country. This wall was being talked about back in the Clinton time, in the Bush time. Obama talked about it, and now Trump is talking about it, and nothing's been done.
They had a lot of a lot of bills have been passed, you know, prior, you know, when it comes to deporting.
Nothing's been done to curb it. I mean, nothing's been done to build it. Somebody's got to take the bull by the horns and say, no, we got to start doing it now. And that's what I'm saying to you. We need to make sure that we tell our fighters, our
he's trying to think of how to say it.
What it's going to take to be able to sell yourself 3 years from now, 4 years from now. If you don't, then you can't complain about it because you didn't do nothing about it.
Yeah. Well, I think the fighters
Out of the color. Not the black fighter.
Okay,
the style of the black fighter.
But once again, I mentioned a lot of styles: Errol Spence, Deontay Wilder, the Charlo brothers, Terrence Crawford, Tank Davis, Anthony Yard.
Tank Davis will never sell.
But we're talking about styles, though. Is his style not pleasing?
But when I say styles, I don't mean just style inside the ring. The style of themselves, how they comport themselves, how they present themselves to the public.
Abel, you know fans don't care about that, Abel.
Yes, they do. Absolutely, they do. And you talk
Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was the coldest person in a negative way.
Dante going ham.
Roberto Duran never sold in the U.S. unless he had the A banana. Okay, he was the B banana.
But he is loved and he is praised like.
Wow, I gotta watch that. Hey, shout out to Dante, Boxing Nation, new media, man. We on this motherfucker. Well, I'm gonna get ready for my haircut appointment. It sounded like Dante was drilling him. That was crazy. Oh, new media, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm gonna get a haircut or a shape up, and then I'll probably come back to a live stream. But that sounded crazy. It sounded like Dante was drilling. Shout out to the hot seat, though. So, yeah. I gotta watch that because some of that wasn't making sense. I kinda just popped in. But he said Tank Davis will never sell. Based on what? The motherfucker's like 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Some girls like him. He has exciting style, explosive power. Like, what is he talking? Like, I don't understand what Abel Sanchez was talking about. Again, I popped in, so I don't know exactly what they discussed before that. But that statement alone doesn't make sense to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how? Why? Why won't he sell? Why won't Tank sell? Am I missing something, or is Triple G a huge pay-per-view star? I think he is not. So what is Abel talking about? That's, oh my gosh, shout out to Derek Bailey. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff where no matter what way you slice it, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so Abel's Golovkin is Mexican style, and hell of a chin, and he fights exactly the style that you're saying the fans want. But why were his pay-per-views not successful? And Floyd's were. Floyd's the pussy style and the pillow-fisted, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where you try to go with this, oh, we're going to be on this topic for a while. In the words of Simon Phoenix from Demolition Man, we're going to be spending a lot of quality time together. See you later, sweetie, honey, sugar. We're going to be spending a lot of... It doesn't make sense. Golovkin is everything you're saying that everyone should be, or everyone should aspire to be, and he's not doing pay-per-view numbers. He does good in the venues, you know what I mean, maybe merchandise and stuff like that, but he's not doing good in terms of pay-per-view success, and that's the missing link. And Dante just said something like, Roberto Duran was loved, he was loved and blah blah blah, and then Abel says, yeah, but Duran was the B banana and Abel was the A banana. Okay, well, Golovkin ain't sold shit on pay-per-view except when he was the B banana and Canelo was the A banana. That doesn't make sense. Golovkin never touched 1 million pay-per-view buys until he was the B banana. So that whole Roberto Duran mark, it's just too many ways to slice and dice. Call me Young Ginsu, man. Too many ways to slice and dice this. Oh, Roberto didn't. He literally said Roberto Duran didn't sell because he was the B banana, and he was always only selling when he fought A bananas, like I guess Sugar Ray Leonard, a black fighter, even though they're supposed to be boring and unpleasing. So, what other A banana fights did Duran have that sold? Tommy Hearns, a black fighter that are again boring. So no matter how you slice this, none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. Who did Roberto Duran fight that was non-black? Because the black is the style that's unpleasing to fans, where he was the B banana. And again, if Golovkin is everything you said fighters should aspire to be like to get their brand up, then again, why is Golovkin not a pay-per-view star? And his biggest selling pay-per-view was when he was the B banana and Canelo, I was born ready, was the A banana. Man, I'm gonna get my haircut. I'm coming back. It's on. Once again, it's on. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation for going straight to the source. And I'm gonna check out, probably when I'm driving to the barbershop, I'm gonna check out that interview, and we gonna be spending a lot of quality time together. I got a lot to say. Death Row East, believe in that. New media, believe in that. I'll be back. Peace out, y'all.